I am returned. This is an energetic journey that you are on. You are mistaken in your society that you are physical beings. You are not physical beings at all. You are, in fact, eternal spiritual beings lost in mind. That is what is happening to you here. You have, and I include myself in this, I did the same thing. Took myself on a journey into physicality and individuation and separation from oneness, from love, from God. That is what this journey is. It is the ego's playground. Do not mistake this for a divine place. Do not mistake this for a divine place in all its beauty, in all its productivity, in all its fertility, in all its glorious nature and manifestation. This place is the ego's playground. Many of you speak about the ego and the ego being kicked up. I'm in my ego. This is the ego. Everything you see, everyone you see is ego mind. Ego mind is separate consciousness. Consciousness that is not in touch with love. Consciousness that is separate from God mind, if you will. This reality that you think is the only reality is not the only reality. It is a small sliver of time, space that you have decided to enter into to have a physical experience. This is not the way it is for all of us. There are many of us in many other realms. There are levels of consciousness below this one. There are many, many realms of consciousness above this one. This is one of the lower realms. Do not beat yourself up because it is one of the lower realms. It is a challenging place. You are very brave beings to come into separation, to experience separation. But this is a journey that you have taken yourself on. Spirit, God, all that is, love, this benevolent, life-infusing force has given you a gift for this journey into a terrifying landscape. For that is what this world is. That is why you feel alone. That is why you feel desperate at times. This is why beings feel like killing themselves, because this is not your natural home. You are separated from your higher self here. You are separated from love here. You get glimpses of love, but even in your love relationships, the ego mind is very viciously at play. There is a very tenuous hold on love for many, many beings in the special relationship. Special relationship is a relationship that is focusing all of your love on one person rather than loving all equally. This is what an enlightened being does. An enlightened being sees equality in all beings, sees all beings as deserving of your love and kindness and compassion and care. This is what will happen to you as you expand your consciousness. For many of you in your society, the special relationship is mistaken for the love that is the most high, and it is not the love that is the most high. However, the special relationship can be transformed and needs to be transformed by your expanding consciousness, because it is the narrow love that is easily threatened. It is the narrow love that is controlling. It is the narrow love that is limiting. Love does not possess these qualities. Love is creative. Love is giving. Love is open. Love is offering a freedom. That is what love is. That is what I offer you. I am offering you the understanding that will bring you freedom and that will bring love into your life in a way that will transform you so profoundly that you will not recognize yourself. You will not recognize this limited being, this limited consciousness. You will look back on yourself when you begin to practice these principles, and you will wonder at your unloving nature. You do not see this because your surface self is the good stuff. You allow yourself to see the good stuff. You have placed all of the things that you hate. You have placed all of the things that you loathe. You have placed all of the things that you fear out into the world on this movie screen that you see as your life. And these things come to you in the form of people. These things come to you in the form of experiences. These things come to you in the form of negative emotion. And so that is what we will speak about now, is your emotional guidance system. This system is in the vibration of love. It came with you into your separation experience. It was implanted in you when your consciousness entered the fetus. That is the physical structure in which you have become housed. You are not your physical structure. The physical structure came into being before you arrived. Within that body mind of your mother, there was a fetus developing, and this was the receptacle for consciousness. Consciousness comes and goes in that little being that is held in the mother's belly, that little babe. It is not immediately residing within that physical structure. Consciousness will come in and out of that physical structure many, many times during gestation to feel out the environment, to feel out whether or not it wants to be born. Eventually, that consciousness comes to reside in that physical structure. So you see, this body is not who you are. This body is merely housing a part of your consciousness so that it can experience individuality. Why would you want to experience individuality? You say, well, this is a mad idea that comes upon aspects of mind. Have you ever sat in a restaurant eating a meal and thought, I wonder what will happen if I stood up on my chair and screamed? Have you ever been driving your car and wondered what would happen if you drove into oncoming traffic? These are the mad ideas that are creative in the manufacture, let us say, of your incarnational history. Because of your amazing connection to creative force, these mad ideas can become manifest, and that really is what has happened. But the descent into separation, that idea of what would it be like to be apart from oneness in that creative energetic expression of that idea, a descent into separation was experienced because you are God, you are the creator. But in that separation experience, the mind became terrified, it became fearful, it became so disoriented in that descent into the experience of separation that you created a world in which to house your fear and guilt and shame for making that decision. It is very difficult to understand why you did it. It is very difficult to comprehend the magnitude of the creative force that you have exerted to bring yourself a world in which you can reside, hiding from the fear of God, for that is what you are experiencing in this world. In this world of separation, there is tremendous guilt and fear that you are going to be punished, and that is where the legend of a punishing God comes from. That is where feelings of guilt, undifferentiated guilt, come from in the mind. So many of you feel guilty about yourself, feel guilty about the life you have led, feel guilty for the things you have not even done because you think you should have done them. This unconscious guilt is what is driving this world in which you find yourself. But you are loved. You are a part of God mind. You are the creator, and you have brought a piece of heaven with you, and it is in your emotional guidance system that you have brought this piece of heaven with you. This piece of heaven is in the vibration of love. You have been brought a never-ending feedback system that is vibrating at the vibration of love, a very high vibration. Whenever you have an idea that is in accord with this vibration, you feel wonderful, you feel at peace, you feel at ease, you feel in love, you feel creative, you feel joyful, you feel compassionate. Whenever you have a thought or an idea that is out of accord with this, remember, you are loved beyond your ability to understand. You have been given this guidance system to bring you home, for you have wandered off in the darkness. You have wandered off in a terrifying landscape. Your God loves you so much that you have been given this vibrational homing device, if you want to look at it that way, a little GPS system built in there. You have been given this homing device to bring you back to oneness, for it is in the vibration of love, and that is the journey home to love. And so when you have a thought or an idea or a judgment, something that is untrue, you will feel a negative response in your guidance system. You will feel a lowering of your vibration because it is not in accord with that never changing vibration of love that is your guidance system. This is why when you gaze upon another with love, you feel so wonderful, because that is your nature. You are in tune with your nature when you gaze upon another being with love. When you create, when you bring forth new self-expression, you feel that alignment with love. That is the same God love. You are feeling it. This is why you can be immersed in music or painting or dancing, whatever your creative expression is. When you are immersed in that creative expression, you are in alignment with God. Why? Because God energy is creative. That is its nature. It is freedom seeking. When you feel free, when you are riding a galloping horse or driving in a convertible or swimming in the ocean, riding a wave, whatever it is that you seek freedom through, then you are in alignment with God love. That is why it feels so good. When you are regimented in school as a small child and you want to climb a tree and take your clothes off, and you are forbidden from this, and you feel pain, you feel suffering because of this, this is because shame and control are being laid on a freedom-seeking, creative, God-like, divine being, and that is what you all are. And so this vibration of love is what we want to return you to. You feel it. You know those parts of yourself that you love. You know those parts of yourself that are restricted. You understand this in your feeling, emotional body. But in this society, in many societies around the planet, this is not encouraged. This recognition of your divine self, this recognition of this messaging system. You have many, many coping strategies in your life to force yourself down roads that you do not wish to go down. And these teachings began very, very early on, often in your infancy.